up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it.
Ooh, I don't think I like the round one. Hold on. Looks different when you're by yourself. Oh, that's better, but we need purple. There we go. Oh, how is everyone? Hope everyone is doing good. Hello, Edward's mom, Bubbles, inside the purple purse. Boston, hello. I had to change my hat. I couldn't decide if I wanted this purple one or this purple one because y'all know it's that time of year and I have to wear a hat. I literally changed it 4 times. Couldn't decide, but I haven't worn this one in a while. So we're doing purple glitter. It's fine. Week till Christmas. I hope everybody's ready. I hope you guys have fun plans with your families coming up. Remember to be safe and enjoy the time. It's special. Some can't even be with their families for Christmas anymore. So, and I'm gonna kill time, give everybody a little bit of time to get in here. It's not an easy life. I'm gonna be honest. Not an easy life for me. And it's going to be, I have it on the vertical mode for your phone on YouTube. Call me Foot. Hello. And the regular. So you may be, some of you I see are in the vertical mode, which is a little bit like TikTok, I think. Y'all all might not be seeing each other. And it's also playing on Rumble, which I dropped my Rumble link if y'all want to follow me on Rumble. Nicoleg, just letting you know, Perez Hilton is live on YouTube, shocked about Gypsy and wants to go live tonight with content creators. Awesome. I tagged him in my video and I commented in his chat a while ago. Hi, Stevie. Oh, wow. Oh, I have not seen you around in a while. Hey, Stevie. How are you? SJH, my kiddos are coming home, including my daughter from the Navy. Oh, how awesome is that? Thank your daughter for their service. Hey, Amy. Amy, I'm struggling. I don't know if you guys saw me on Into the Weeds last night. Boston can't see any comments. Why can't you see comments? Did you block everybody, Boston? Can y'all see Boston? Let me look. Hold on. Interested in what you have to say. Stephanie, welcome in, Stephanie. Welcome in. Let me look. Hold on, Boston. Let me look. No, I see. Okay. T-Pex, hello, Mahan. Hope you're feeling better. Y'all keep T-Pex in your prayers. She does not feel well. The flu is going around. It's that time of year, and so many people got the crud and all of that. So keep everybody in your prayers. Let's see bubbles from Stevie. We did. Thank you. It means a lot. We did see you on Into the Weeds, and that's why I'm here. Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for giving me a chance to speak. My opinion doesn't always coincide with everybody else's. We have that right. Call me Foot, can't see Boston. Y'all might be blocked from each other. That's okay. Or let's see. No, call your Foot. You are in vertical mode. So y'all, if you're struggling and needing to see everybody else, maybe come over to the mainstream. There's a way to do. I think if you I think a lot of y'all are in the vertical stream, so that may be why people are not seeing each other. Magic Tail Flowers, hello. Oh, and COVID. Joy, welcome in. Yes, COVID is going around. Take vitamins, guys. Vitamin C. Keep your distance when need be. If you're under the weather, don't go anywhere. Stay home. Pamper yourself. It's fine. Just Kay, followed you from Into the Weeds. Glad I'm catching you live. I can't wait to see what you have to say, especially after the videos last night. Thank you for coming in and giving me a chance. A lot. It was already from what was showed last week. I'm going to show that video because I want to walk through and explain why that first video that made me go, and then last night was a nail in the coffin that really changed a few other things. Yeah, a lot of y'all, it shows me on StreamYard the ones that are in the vertical mode and the ones that are on regular. So all the numbers are up here on top are the same. So I don't know where I have to look in the comments to see who's where. As some of you may know and may not. So let's give a short recap because of those watching on replay. I became involved with the Gypsy Rose case in 2019 with Fancy on the By Proxy project on Facebook. There's been a lot of ups and downs, absolutely craziness. And back in that time, we were sticking with Munchausen by proxy. Within a few months, the late Christina, who was a partner with Fancy, may she rest in peace, had brought out to us that she was feeling like this was malingering and not Munchausen by proxy. And so we kind of got to looking into it and started really feeling that way. And as things have progressed, I, at the time, y'all have heard the story. There was a live where I went out and spoke really harshly towards, as a former supporter, I love hearing the stories and the aha moments. There's a lot of them. It's been hard. My moms will tell you I have been taking a few days to process. I was not okay after last week and what came out. And I'm going to explain that again in a minute. And then last night was pretty rough. And y'all send 1980 some love. She had a really hard time last night. And anyways, I went after Christy pretty hard. And because I felt like, and I said this on Into the Weeds last night, and I still stand by this. I feel like all of the adults, all the Blanchard side, all the Petrie side, anybody related to Gypsy failed her as a child by not speaking up about the things that were questionable, about not holding people accountable. They failed her. I was a child who was failed by the adults in her family, and that was very hard for me and very triggering. Ooh, this hat's gonna make me hot today. So that is where I developed my softness. I was going to say affection, but it really wasn't affection, softness towards Gypsy. And what I wanted when Gypsy got out was for her to For one, I told her when she was in prison, I hope there comes a day when you actually forgive yourself for what you did to your mother. She blocked me and quit writing to me. I don't know why. It's whatever. And what I wanted when she got out was to come out, do her therapy, and really work on herself. And I'd hoped she had grown and hoped she had changed, and was really hoping that once she was out of the spotlight that she could start doing that. And that was one reason why I didn't stay in and cover all of this really hard. Herself. So yes. And if y'all will, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up, please. I appreciate it. So that didn't happen. She was doing therapy. I believe, I've never asked, that once she was off parole, that stopped because she no longer had to. It was part of her conditions for being released. So I didn't cover her. And I may ignore chat for a minute so I stay on track, because I will go squirrel road all over the place. Rebrand, hello, hun. I did not see you pop in. If I'm missing anybody, I so apologize. Just bear with me a little bit. This is a good question. Do you believe she would even be honest in therapy? From what we've learned, no. From what we've seen recently, no. I think that it would probably take years of a therapist really hounding her. And let's face it, to be honest, she's got to want to be better, right? She's got to actually see where she's at fault in anything. And if she's not, and that's with any of us, anybody, when you're in a situation, if you can't see where you're at fault, you're not going to learn from it. And we've seen her as she's been out point the fingers at everybody else. Now, as everybody knows, I have been friends with Christy for the last almost 2 years. We had a very long conversation. I explained to her again why I felt the way I felt, what I said with what I said. And we developed a friendship, I thought. And I'm going to be honest, I thought. Yes, T-Pex, this is very true. And what I've kind of had a let's see, what's the words I want to use? Rude awakening. That it's easy for some to use me to go at Fancy. It is easy for them to use me to get under her skin. We saw it happen with the News Nation comments. We saw it happen with the PR stuff. There's been different times. There's been little things happen that we know. And they've said, we know if we give it to you and you say it, it gets under Fancy even more. And so I knew that was happening. You know, Fancy and I've always said that when we're friends, we're great friends. And when we fall out, it's epic. And it always is. And it just is what it is. I told Christy this week how I felt about this. And that I was done. That I hoped they were watching Aurora and protecting her. In the end, Aurora's the innocent one in all of this. She's the only fucking innocent one in all of this. So I know people always saw me as a Gypsy supporter, and I was to a degree. Oh, and here she comes. So let's read what she says. Fancy says, you didn't change your mind. You knew all of this and supported it. Christy is gross, and you know that too. I told you she is not capable of relationships. Unbelievable. Stop using my name. Go fuck off, Fancy. Go ahead and block her, Bubbles. She can be blocked. She unblocked me just so she could comment. I have nothing to say to you, Fancy. Quit using my name, okay? Fuck off. Who said you were lying about any? Oh my God. Don't distract me. Go away. Go away. Hi, Real Sally's Potions. How are you? I didn't know any of this that just came out fancy. Thanks, Bubbles. I don't normally block. I am not one that likes to block, but she wants to come in here and derail. No. She has my number. If she wants to have a conversation with me about any of this, otherwise she can go get fucked. I have the right to have an opinion, and I have the right to say that. And don't come out here and trying to tell people what I knew and didn't know, because you don't even fucking know, Fancy. Fuck off. Oh, again. Hello, honey. All right. So, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, Real Sally. So back to where I was at. So Christiane had words a couple months back because I told her that Gypsy was manipulating everybody, and that she had, thanks T-Pex, that she was still manipulating everybody, that she manipulated Nick, all of that. And Christy didn't agree with me, but she said she respected my opinion. Everyone is only just now seeing these videos coming out right now. There are things that have been said, yes, but when it is from Gypsy's own mouth, it's different. Yes. A lot of it was speculation. Hey, Miss Fancy Pants. A lot of what people were saying was speculation. We had no proof. No proof. And I'm not going off of other people's ideas and opinions. Period. So the first video that I'm going to pull up here in just a second is a Demona video about the baby. And this is a triggering video. I don't know if all of you have seen it. If you have not, it is triggering. If you're watching for the first time, it is adult content, 110%. Please protect yourself. And just, you know, it's not easy. This is the one that we watched. I think this might have been the first one they shared. And this was my turning point for all of it. Okay, and this is Into the Weeds. I'm going to drop their link as well. Please give them a like and a follow, and go watch the lives that they have up about all this. It's really informative. Let's make sure we can see everything good. Give me just a few minutes, Stephanie, and I'm going to get to that, I promise.
Hi, my wonderful, amazing, absolutely sexy master. It is your one and only Demona, your slave, forever and ever. Well, today is our happy 1-year anniversary. And, I'm so excited. This past year has been amazing. It has been the most adventurous, wild, almost kind of like story almost, because things like this usually only happen in books. Well, as you can see, I changed my hair color, but I hope you like it. And I'm wearing my favorite color plus your favorite color, black. And well, they are vampire colors. So, and what makes us so unique from other couples is that you and me have a vampire and human relationship, which I would think vampires would want to date other vampires, but I'm quite lucky that you want me, and I know that there are probably female vampires out there, but I'm very happy that you went well me. Being with you has made me almost feel like a new person. When I met you, I felt, that's him, that's my soulmate. To be honest, the way I view us is kind of like twins. Because you might know, since you're very wise, that twins, if one of them gets cut, let's say that one of them like cuts their finger, the other twin will feel it and be like, that's weird, I didn't cut my finger. But then they'll talk to their other twin or whatever, and their other twin might not even know it, but their finger got cut. And, you know, the other twin will feel it. And that's how I consider us almost, is that even though we're so far apart, if one of us is hurting, the other will hurt. And so if like you hurt, I'll hurt. And it's hard being away from your soulmate because it feels like you don't know what's happening to them in that moment, but then when you know that they're all right, your mind is at ease and you just feel a whole lot better. And I feel like I'm linked to you, mind, body, and soul. So, and I think that's the way it should be. You know, I think that we've been open and honest with each other about our feelings and about every day-to-day life. And I know I've made some mistakes. I'll admit it, I have a habit of being kind of a know-it-all at times. And like recently, me and Gypsy forgot the password for our Facebook, and we just changed it without even telling you or asking you if it's okay. And that was a bad move on our part. You know, it's not fully my fault and it's not fully her fault. It was both our fault. And so now we know before we do anything, ask you. Because you are our master. You are responsible for us. We are y'all bitches, I guess. Because, you know, you're in charge of everything and you have complete control over us. Our health. You're responsible for everything. Our health, our safety, our happiness, just everything. And I'm really grateful to you for being my master and protecting us and making sure we're healthy and safe and happy. And everything that you've done is to make us be stronger women and make us the women that we know we can be. And it's your dream, woman. So, and that's what we want to be. And it's inside us. You just bring that out in us. Now, the topic I want to talk about most with you is my feelings for you. And they're not only just grateful feelings for protecting us and loving us and making sure that we're healthy and happy and safe, but it's also a feeling of contentment and this love that I can only describe, and it would sound like a book. It would sound, you know, not real, because love like ours is very, very rare. And my feelings for you is that I'm your slave. So my sole purpose is to please you and to love you and to keep you content and keep you happy and be the woman that you dream of having. And if you need anything, that I'll be there for you, whether it's emotional support or if it's a sexual desire, like to fulfill that desire, I'm here for you. And I'm here for you also if you need someone to sort of talk to if you're angry about something, and maybe I can calm you down, whether that be talking to you or seducing you to make you happier about whatever's making you angry. So, and I'm not only just your slave, but I'm also your queen, or at least I'm gonna be as soon as we get married, which I am so happy because one day, that's something that we thought of this year, is that one day we are going to have a vampire wedding. So we're going to go all out into the tradition of having a vampire wedding. And we're going to do it somewhere that it's very pretty but very isolated, because I want it to be just a private, just you and me and maybe Ricky and Allie, but that would be the only guest. And that night we would have the most awesome, amazing wedding night ever, and that's whenever we break out the handcuffs and rope and chains. It would be all about you and me, just completely entwined within each other and just completely letting out how we feel about each other in one time span of doing it all. You know, so we'd be having not only sex, but we'd be making love as vampire and human, as well as master and slave. So it would be a very special moment for us. So that's something I'm very looking forward to. Also, my dress will be very pretty. It's going to be a nice, beautiful red with maybe some black accents to it. And maybe I can carry some red roses with, I know these don't really exist in real life, but black roses. I know they're not real flowers, but I can get them plastic. So I'll have red roses, a bouquet of red roses with black roses, black plastic roses. So that'll be very pretty. And so that's something that I cannot wait for. But I will wait till we have that perfect time in our life. Also, as your slave, I want you to know that I'm working very, very hard to become something very special called the seductress mother of the household. And right now I'm working to get my white collar. So there are color collars to gain up to that royal collar, which I can only get whenever we get married and I've completed my whole training. So, but I'm gonna get it. I am determined to get it, and I will get it. It's just a matter of when. So I had this vision. Well, Gypsy had this vision about me and you, and you was sitting on kind of like a throne. You had a black shirt and black pants, and I was right by your side, like right here, by your legs, and you had me on a chain, but I had my royal collar with a chain, and you had the chain in your hand, and we were just in a room full of people. I don't know, the dream doesn't have a lot of explanations or whatever, but that's all she saw, was that that I was the seductress mother and your queen and your slave right by you, serving you and being there if you need me. So I guess it will come true one day. If she had that vision, it'll come true. And you said that Nick had a similar vision, so one day it will happen. And our future together will be a bright one. I know that we want hopefully lots of children, and after we get married, we're gonna try and start right away, I hope. And the plan for if we have a boy first, we're gonna protect him and protect our children from the outside world, because they can't know about us. They can't know about you being a vampire. But we're gonna protect them and keep them educated on what not to say in front of people, and make sure that they understand the severity of keeping them a secret. And if we have a girl, the way it has to be is, if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you, because you are the master of the household. So I'm going to have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that, but around 13, I'll explain. And also, if you ever need someone to, I guess, feed off of, but not.
I'm going to stop it there. That was the part that I wanted anyways. Yeah, she said that way easy. Call Me Foot says, she says the way it has to be, then explains it to him. There's no way he came up with it and just went along. NK Turn, hello, welcome. So many of us had a traumatic childhood and had to figure it out. Absolutely. We'll have to listen to the replay. Okay, Ellen Dragon, drive safe. Hits way differently than transcript. I didn't want listening to the transcripts. All this stuff just come out. Whoever that was that said that a while ago. This is all new stuff. This stuff has not been out. This stuff was not released until Nick's appeals were over. And I haven't watched all of the email stuff and the different things they've been sharing, because I've had a lot going on, honestly, and just didn't care. I was kind of away from it. I wanted the case to die down, because I wanted Gypsy to pull her head out of her ass and live a normal life and get out of the media and get help and be normal. And all of this kind of blew up. Thank you, NK Turn. So when I heard this last week, I agree, Bubbles. I agree with this 100%. When this came out in 2019 and they were talking about the child thing and him taking the virginity, we looked into that. Christy was asked, and Christy denied that ever happened. Gypsy was asked. She denied that it wasn't her. She never said it. Nick told her that's what would happen. So we were looking into it, because there is a fetish style in the BDSM community, and it's very taboo, and it is frowned upon, and it's almost like the black web part of the BDSM community, and there's also a religion that believes that the father should take the daughter's virginity. However, I think it's gross, not condoning it. Whoop, don't do it. It's wrong, and you should go to prison, period. And that's kind of what we were saying and believing in back then. Hold on, let me pin this, because it's not working on my stupid phone. Give me one second, guys. I was trying to do this a while ago, and it is not. It's not working on the phone lately when I try to pin something to the top. And I didn't want it to do that. There we go. So I do have the link pinned for those that might want to come up and join me up here. I do need to verify who you are before I put you up here, just because I don't want no ping bombs. Hell, Fancy, if you're still watching, hit the link. I can argue it out on panel. I don't give a fuck. So back to 2019. And this was something that we kind of argued back and forth because we had no proof. Isn't that paraphilia versus a kink when a child is actually being hurt? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why in the kink community, it is frowned upon and they are, isolated. Nobody has anything to do with them. It's very taboo. I contacted many people I know that are serious in that community and ask questions because I'm like, I know we've heard of it, but is it real? Is this legit? Is this a BDSM thing? What is this? And most of them, it is out there. Most of them do say that it's more of a religion that believes in that than the kink community, but it's there. So, and that's the direction we went with it. So for me, the other night when this played, after being lied to, not only by Christy, but by Gypsy, that this was never said by Gypsy, that it was said by Nick. I don't remember what the religion is called, Fancy Pants. That's so long ago. It's something weird, cult religion. I mean, hell, who knows it? I honestly, if I tried to mention it, I should have Googled it so I could put the name out there. But Lord, I don't want to advertise that. It's gross. It may be, I don't know. Remind me later. I'll look it up and send it to you. That hit me the other night because I had been lied to. And this was the proof. People can tell me I've been lied to all you want. I'm not going to take other people's opinions and views on something. Is that what it is, Rebrand? Okay. I'm going to trust Rebrand on that. I couldn't remember it. That sounds familiar, but I couldn't remember it. Emerald, welcome in. I don't think I've seen your name before. Thanks for joining. Emerald says, after Gypsy admitting that she lied even to her mother about being able to walk, how can Christy not see her as a manipulator? Thanks. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Because I ended those relationships this week. Oh, it just dawned on me what you... Okay, Craster's Creep. Game of Thrones. Oh, yes, that was his thing. Sorry. Oh, I had a blonde moment, guys. Had a blonde moment. So when this come out, this was a gut punch to me because this was proof I'd been lied to. And I was already kind of done with anything taking up for Gypsy. Even, and y'all gave me hell last night and into the weeds because I do believe there was abuse on an emotional, mental level because of the withdrawing, keeping her away from everything, no schooling, acting like a child. There was a lot of things that, in my opinion, and in the opinion of professionals, is a type of abuse. Mental, emotional abuse doesn't go away like physical abuse. We can heal from broke bones and bruises, but we can't heal. That mental stuff takes forever to heal. And it's a more intensive therapy. Been there, done that. NK says, well, this must be really hard for you. It takes integrity. Thank you. And that's why I'm doing this. I feel like that. Yes, call me foot. She did say that. The isolation is not protection, Fancy Pet says. Absolutely. I told several people close to me that I felt like I owed people this because I stood up and defended them. I spoke out for them. I have fought on this abuse side of things really hard. They should be, Ellen Dragon. I do have it on chat replay. So because of that, and because I have been a vocal point, I have been somebody people mention a lot, Fancy. I felt like I owed it to the community to speak up, to say, this is where I'm at, and no, I'm done. And and join the truth train, as y'all call it, I guess, because this is not okay. That video that we just watched is not okay. So that was my turning point. That for me was, I mean, I was already kind of 1 foot out and just not going to talk about it, not going to deal with it. I hadn't talked to Christy in months, and I was already kind of going, oh, I see where this has been, you know, I'm over it. And then the other night it was a gut punch. And I flat out told Christy that I hope to God somebody is protecting Aurora, because Gypsy and Ken aren't going to. You know, Gypsy commented when I spoke out about Woo Woo Bestie being around and them taking her back in and all how that was so weird. And she flat out jumped in my comment that I was a flip flopper. I had never flip flopped on Gypsy. Had I flip flopped with Fancy? Yeah, her and I've been back and forth for years. It is what we do. But and maybe we should start a hashtag Save Aurora. I mean, we did one in the Chroma community, made that work. I forgot where I was going with that. See, sidetracked. Oh yeah, in the school setting, yeah, it would have been nuts. She didn't respond back to me. She just kind of came at me that I was a flip flopper, and I've never flip flopped on Gypsy. Never, ever. Fancy may hate me all she wants to, but she can tell you I still stood up to her this last year and argued and was not changing my stance on that. I've been on Into the Weeds panel. I've been on Tottie's panel, and I've never changed my stance on how I felt about Gypsy and what happened. Now, well, I like gypsies, as in the ones that wear the fun dresses and the jewelry and stuff and travel across the country, but Boston, I agree with that. I agree with that. So, they do make cool music. They do. And they're fun at Ren Fair. Gypsies are a blast at Ren Fair. So I'm hoping some of that makes sense to y'all on how this started changing for me in a way of I need to speak out. And I'm going to show last night's video that was a nail in the coffin for me. And absolutely thank everybody for being respectful in chat. We've had a few snarky comments, and I mean, it happens. Just everybody's going to have a different opinion. Dee Dee didn't deserve to die. And you know, last night, 1980 Millennial said she's never been on the train of saying justice for Dee Dee. And last night she did, because of what we're fixing to watch. And I agree with that. The same. Now, I still say that I don't think you can say justice for Nick and justice for Dee Dee in the same sentence, because I think that is disrespectful to Dee Dee and the victim. Nick was a victim in his own right as well. But he was a willing participant. He may have been manipulated, but he was a willing participant. And now look, fair trial. I have no problems with that. I have no problem with them commuting his sentence. But Gypsy's flat out fucking lucky that she didn't go to trial. Absolutely, Miss Fancy Pants. Whoops, wrong one. Dee Dee is the only victim. I agree. And I won't call her a monster, okay? And that's what I think people misunderstand when I talk about the abuse. And I'm going to refer it back to me a little bit in my history with my family. I was abused emotionally and mentally in my family, and my adult parents failed me in many ways. And I was SA'd as a child because of that. And my mother will tell me, my grandmother told me it was my fault. I was 8. And so there was a lot of abuse that happened there. I don't see my mother as a monster. I love my mother dearly. I didn't kill my mother. My mother's still alive. She's 85 years old. Oh, 86. Sorry, got that wrong. She was ill. is kind of how my therapist helped me come to it. And see, guys, that's why that part of my story, I can't believe I went there, is one reason why I struggled with needing to defend Gypsy, because the adults around her failed, period. We wouldn't have the little psychopath out here in the streets if the adults had not failed, in my opinion. Thank you, Real Sally. Rebrand says, I wish prosecutors could be held accountable for negotiated pleas like this, such as miscarriage of justice, totally undermines public confidence in the justice system. So I think the people in Missouri need to stand up, and they need to seriously, there's nothing we can do now. Gypsy served her time. She got a 10-year deal. She's out. She's off parole. She's going to do her thing unless she fucks up and goes back to prison. Everything else has been done. They're not going to retry this. They're not going to look for something that they can go past double jeopardy and try to get her back in prison. They're not. Everything else, statute of limitations have gone off. There's too many other big cases out there they're trying to do. They're not going to fight with Gypsy. There's not. The people in Missouri need to hold Missouri accountable. They need to get out and vote. They need to picket. They need to protest. They need to go to city councils. They need to speak out. They need to contact the congressman. They need to push all of that. And the people in Missouri are the only ones that can do that. I'm in Texas. What does a Texan have to say in Missouri? They're not going to give a fuck what I have to say. I'm not a taxpayer in Missouri. The people in Missouri need to. It's possible, Rebrand. It is possible. Let's see if I'm missing any comments. Don't see any. Let me go over here. Let me get to last night's live and do get to the part. I'm not going to watch the whole live. We're going to pull up the video that, whoa, that was loud. Sorry. Okay, so let's share this one so that okay, let's see. I think at the time Gypsy was able to manipulate them, and her story created empathy for her. Emerald, welcome in, Emerald. But children can have factitious disorder, i.e. lying about being sick for attention. Also, she was a violent child. They did not know her disorder, and Dee Dee did the best that she could. I can agree with that. I can see that side too. I think there are so many layers to this case that I think as content creators, especially, and as followers of the case, we tend to get glued in on one part of it and ignore all of it. You know, Nick has autism, so we feel bad because he was manipulated, and then we think he needs to be free. Well, just autism doesn't make you not responsible. And Nick, in his own words, has said he deliberated. He did try to convince her to run away. He did try all these things, and he still got on a bus and rode 18 hours and stabbed somebody to death. So he is guilty. Now, do I think the time is equal to the crime? No, I don't. On either case, you know, Gypsy was failed in many, many ways. When she could have gotten help to not become what she is, that never happened. So now we're at where we're at with her. And then Dee Dee was wrong for the con she was pulling. It definitely didn't deserve murder. Her time that she got for her crime sure as hell don't fit. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Well, I think that Gypsy was a spoiled child and only child, and probably was just being a little turd like kids can be. And you know, I mean, I don't know. I've seen kids be like that, and people just keep them at home. Right. I wish these videos would have been out. So, like, her plea didn't have anything in it, which I always thought was weird. It never made sense to me that they give her this sweet plea deal and she doesn't testify against Nick. She testifies for the defense. And in, 1980 shares that the other day where, and I mean, we've watched it 9 million times, but it never clicked, where she's literally saying she wasn't forced to have sex. She wasn't forced to be in the personas. She wasn't forced to do any of that. She chose to do them. She wanted to do them. All of those statements now sit totally different with me. It's like, holy shit. And Millennial kind of said the same thing. I'm paraphrasing for what she said, but it fucking fits, right? Hopefully you aren't offended about foul language, because I'm going to drop the F-bomb quite often. So let's go here. Let's watch this part from last night. Did I drop that in there? This is the link to last night's live. Highly suggest y'all go watch the whole thing. And my kid's calling. So this is later in the live. I think this was the last video that we watched. Right, call me foot. They did. And that happens in court. It does happen. I don't know. This whole thing should have gone to trial. It just really should have been more out there. And I'm enjoying having the conversations with the other ladies on here. I don't know them real well. Audacious Audrey and Ashy Baby. They have been, well, it's the first time I've been on with Ashy Baby. It's the second time with Audacious. And I like the commentary, and we may not agree, but we're able to listen to each other. And that kind of commentary I love. I love having those discussions with people where you're not screaming and hollering at each other. Oh, yes, NK. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's go into this and watch this.
I just scrolled through to try and make sure there was no nudity, although there is a bit of an outfit change, but I genuinely don't think there's nudity. Towards the end, we will have our finger on the button just in case we need to censor anything.
Yes. So you got to share it before you start it.
You are absolutely correct. Oopsie daisy. Try my best here, y'all. And thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. We really appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Both our audience and our panelists. You guys are also so awesome. And Mrs. Fancy Pants, I know you're deviating from your old brand, but I thought that was a funny comment. Anyway, okay.
Hi, my love. I wanted to show you something special, something that I haven't showed you before, mainly because I was scared to, and I didn't really know how to. So, anyway, this is what I want to show you.
Oh, wait, remove it just for a second. Nope. Okay, we're good. Sorry. I checked, but.
But I don't think it's the dress that you're probably excited about right now. Finally nice to show you after all this time. I'm sorry to keep it a secret from you for so long, but it's not just you that I'm keeping it a secret from. It's sort of like everybody who knows me.
Oh, hit the wrong button.
I don't even know how I got.
Hold on, let me get that back up there. Hold on. What'd I do? StreamYard, and they're moving everything around over here. Hit the wrong button. Apologize. Sorry.
Started when I was 6 years old. I went into the hospital for like 6 months, and the doctors told me that I had a seizure in surgery, and I wouldn't be able to walk, that I was paralyzed permanently. And that part, like the part that I had a seizure, was true. In surgery, I had the seizure and I was paralyzed but what they didn't know is that it was temporary paralysis and not permanent. And by the time I started to get my feeling back in my legs, and I hadn't tried to walk then, but I was too young and I just kept to myself. And throughout the years, I tried to tell my mom a few times, and I guess I was just afraid of her not loving me as much as she does if I couldn't walk. You know, I didn't want to make her sad or lose any love from her. I guess that's the reason why I kept it a secret from her. And so I just kept it to myself for a long time until 2011, whenever I sort of started rebelling as a teenager and ran away from home early, ran away from home, stumbled. Before I ran away, I started trying to walk as much as I could. And I just got enough strength to be able to leave home. Unfortunately, it was to the wrong person. And so Mom's kind of in denial in a way. I don't really know, because I guess it would be too hard to explain to all our friends and everything. And one thing I never want to go is like a liar. And believe me, I would like for people to know the truth, but being as it is, I would lose a lot of friends, I think. And I just don't want anybody to hate me. And they would. And so you're the only person that knows besides me and that one other guy, which he's not in my life anymore. So, and we're not even friends anymore. So he doesn't. So right now you're the only person that knows. It feels great. It feels really, really nice to just have somebody that accepts me, and you accepted me even when you thought that I was in a wheelchair and living my life in a wheelchair. I have to tell everybody that I am. And anyway, it's difficult, but it's freeing and wonderful just to you can accept me, and that's really all I care about is what you see and how you see me and how you feel about me. So I apologize so much for taking so long to tell you. I didn't know how to. So I'm so sorry. And I promise you I have no other secrets. I think I've told you everything about myself. And that's the truth, because you know everything about me. You know me physically, emotionally, every which way. So now we can just sort of start fresh on a new page with absolutely no secrets between us. I know you've always been completely honest with me, which I very much appreciate that. It just took me took me some time to get out a few secrets that were very big skeletons in my closet. So thank you so much for always loving me and adoring me and worshiping me. And I just want you to know that I love and adore and worship you too, my dearest King Charlie.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. What did I don't know that Edward's mom, I don't know that I've ever seen that, but it's been a long time since I've looked at any of those, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out what it is you were wanting my opinion on there. Bubbles, you said really interested in your thoughts on this, Brandy. On what? Can you, because I wasn't watching chat. Um, I'm just trying to catch up, guys, and then I'm gonna get back on track. It was a lot. And that was what absolutely made me go, hold on, let me shut the door. Sorry about that. Okay, in general. I bumped an old Ashy Hood where she may have been 9, not 6, and I think there are records. Her saying it's, look. So my immediate take on that last night was I had, flat out asked her a question. Because she always said he was her hero, right? And I'm curious, as Into the Weeds finishes pulling the videos and we start seeing if there's another video that we find that shows her saying, I've shared my secrets with you and I lied here. It was really this kind of thing. Because if Nick was her savior and one rescuing her and her love and her everything and all of those words that she uses, why would she not tell him? And this is why I am on the I don't think she's lying here, because why would she not tell him, my mom is forcing me to be in a wheelchair and pretend I'm younger than I am? Can you help me? Why would she not tell him that? Why would she say, you're the first person I've told this and I lied to my mom and pretended I couldn't walk because I wanted her to love me? Why that and not my mom's forcing me? Why would she not be honest with him? For the attention, for the help, for the I feel sorry for you, for all of it. That would have been feeding her story of getting him to save her. This saying, I lied to my mom so she would love me, is not fitting of him rescuing you and saving you from abuse. Am I making sense there? Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense, because it's all over the place and I'm trying to put it out there to where it's logical and making sense to people. Miss Fancy Pants, after the different things we've been listening to them say on their role play in the murder fancy, I absolutely am thinking that you might be right. Right, rebrand. Different stories, different people and different, yeah. Right. If he knew he wasn't saving people. Mm-hmm. Well, and that she's saying that she told her later, and that I guess they were so far. I don't know. It is just hi Into the Weeds. Thank you for all your work, ladies. We just shared a couple of your videos. If y'all aren't following them, please make sure you follow them. This video hit Millennial really hard last night. My heart broke for her. Hi, 1980. Welcome in, hon. So y'all haven't even seen that one. So 1980 says they haven't even seen her tell him the chained to the bed story. Well, my thought last night when we were playing the different videos, is she's talking about being chained up in the look, guys, if you're squeamish about sex talk, those videos are rough. I am very open and knowledgeable, and I don't get embarrassed easy, and I'm going to share all the things because I'm just open book there. But it kind of makes you go, oh, we had there was size of dick talk last night in the videos and the bondage things and all of that. My first thought was somebody who has been chained to the bed and abused in the way she claims isn't working that quickly with their boyfriend about being chained up and going through bondage. They're just not. People that go through abuse, sexual abuse, they may at some point in life get there to do those kinds of things, but it's after some therapy and some work, and then it's very controlled, and it's not so. I've never. I hate denying or doubting anybody's abuse claims. I just do because it feels icky. But I have some serious questions now. Serious questions. This is so troubling. So troubling. Let me pull something up that I'm like, you know what? Well, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. God, my phone is blowing up. So, right. That flushed me up. I agree. Okay, so let me share this because this is the first thing I thought of as I was thinking last night about all of this that we're learning. Oh, come on, computer. Well, if I can get to the right thing. There it is. Okay. Here we go, guys.
And through my life, yes, she taught me how to be a good liar, a very good liar without any conscience.
Let those words sink in. I don't believe she's got a conscience at all. I don't believe that she's got remorse. I don't believe that the girl feels much past her own self. Right inside the most SA victims just don't. 100%. So rebrand, because rebrand says, I'm still wondering what triggered her to move when she did. Why take 2+ years? I don't know that we can speculate on that. I don't know. We'll never know. Was it that things were coming to a head? Was it that the murder fantasy had developed to a point of needing to be satiated and having to act? Was it wanting away from her mother? Was it a mercy kill? Was it because that talk's been out there that Dee Dee was so sick that it was a mercy kill? I mean, I don't know what I would think on that, but what? Why? When, where, and how? Like, this is seeing that last night changed everything. It just did. It just changed everything. We can say she was pretending, and I know that's what Brian and Improper are saying. We can say she's pretending with him because of a script. There was no script in that. She didn't have a script. There was no script. If she needed his sympathy and his love and her to be rescued, why not say, my mom is forcing me to be in the wheelchair? Why? Call Me Foot says it was getting harder to lie about Gypsy's conditions because of the things she was doing. Gypsy didn't want to be in trouble for fraud with her mom. You know, and that is something I don't think they were smart enough inside the Purple Purse to do more. I always wondered, and this was something we talked about years ago. 1980 says she thinks it's because Dee Dee got too sick to fundraise. We talked about it years ago about if it was a possibility that one or the other was done with it, and then they knew, you know, like maybe Dee Dee told Gypsy, you're going to go to jail with me too over this because you're of legal age and you're going to be considered an accomplice, and we're both going to go to jail. And she didn't want to go to jail, so she killed her mom to try to not go to jail. Could it be that simple? I mean, I'm asking. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that was something we threw around years ago. They both lived in such a weird fantasy world that it just, I don't know. I'm stumbling with it. Like everything I believed, y'all. Everything I believed within deep in my soul believed. I've stood on these panels and argued with people left, right, and center. And these two videos were the proof. And that's a gut punch. Yeah, she did. But then again, can we believe that anything she's telling Aaliyah is true? Because she's lying about everything. She's truly pathological. Like those that are pathological, they lie. I mean, T-Pex and I we don't follow the creator. We know another creator that they lie to lie. And it's the weird, and they believe their lies. And that's what pathological people do. And so at this point, what the parole board should have done was insist that Gypsy go into intensive in-house counseling because she's not well. She's not well. I don't know, guys. I don't know if the link is still pinned, if anybody wants to come up, because my brain is kind of mush. Why this won't open, I don't know. It will not open on my phone. I was trying to see if it was still pinned. Yeah, it's pinned. But if anybody would love to come up and talk, give their thoughts, maybe an opinion on it, link is pinned. She only tells the truth accidentally, but occasionally I think she does. Yeah, I can see that. It's not in the vertical. How do I post it in the vertical? Because I think a lot of y'all are on vertical. Let's see. Bet I go. Oh, wait. I heard it click. Who's coming up? Rebrand is. Hey, girl.
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm fine. Hold on. Let me get something going here.
Oh, wait. Shoot.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I should have to turn that off. I'll come up just because it'll piss people off.
Well, there you go. Why not piss people off? I live for that. Okay. I think it's in vertical now, guys. Pin message. Let me pin it. It's a new thing that YouTube is allowing us to do with the vertical and the other. And so it throws everything. It's weird and trying to learn to maneuver it all. You're muted.
The Leia's.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I put the Princess Leia's on so the birds won't hear you. And they should be quieter if they don't hear another voice in the house.
I've got 2 chickens in here that are, they've got a little cold, so they're away from everybody. And every so often the one gets to cackling at me.
I wish you could cackle.
Oh. So what are your thoughts, girl? What are you thinking?
This new batch of videos are pretty damning. You know what's for dinner tonight? Bird on a bob. I don't know how anybody, if there's any fence sitters, I don't know how any fence sitters could still be on a fence. Anybody who's still on her side, I don't know how Bree could sit there and try to debunk any of this with any kind of conscience. It's one thing to read this in transcripts, you know, because we've all heard about some of these videos.
Right.
It's one thing to hear about them and read about it in transcripts, but to be to see them is something else. I mean, I've heard about some of these videos, and it was devastating. I mean, I'm not a teary person, but seeing some of those videos literally brought tears to me. It was hard. It was hard.
It definitely put a face to it, so to speak. You know, we hear the things, you hear people talking about it, but you know, once you have the actual proof slapping you in the face, that's totally, totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just wow. There's a couple other videos that you haven't really been watching. I just realized we're wearing the same colors today. And we didn't even talk to coordinate.
I didn't plan that. You need a purple hat.
I'll look around. Yeah, it
Tommy Foot says it's definitely different coming from Gypsy's own mouth.
Yeah, seeing it, and you know, I saw a video that Gypsy put out, you know, that same the manipulation videos from a decade and a half ago. You know, I'm done, they're tired, they're old, and I'm like, wow, she's going to try to play this off like she cheated on college exams or something. And
why not come out and own it? Like, I could respect all of them if they were coming out. They don't have to do like me and completely turn her. Like, look, the girl deserves friends. I have no problem with that. But own your shit. Come out here and say, look, I was an idiot. I was wrong. I
murdered my mom.
I got into this. I made horrible decisions. I said shitty things, and I should never, ever have done this. And people would probably give her some credit. Maybe. I don't know. I may be thinking too big on people, but Joy, I have, let's see, I have two purple ones. I have a regular red one. I have a red one with leopard print. I have a red one that does a curly, and I have one that says it's a wine Christmas. And the kids are always finding me new ones. They know I love my Santa hats at Christmas. But I think people could respect that a little bit. But to sit here and act like it's no big deal, and why are people focusing on it, and no accountability, none, no accountability.
And then she's trying to rebrand with a new podcast for survivors of trauma. Bitch, please. I could go on her podcast and we could talk trauma, because
Trauma.
I actually have shared her BB gun incident. I tried to kill my abuser, but
Oh, I did too.
fortunately, it didn't work, and I was like, boy, that was really stupid. I'm glad that didn't work. I sought other avenues, and I moved on with my life and became a productive member of society. I joined the Marine Corps, moved on with my life, and became a productive member of society. I didn't groom somebody groom somebody to fill my abuser. you know um you know hello. It's my abuse was real, unlike the majority of hers.
My God,
I'll rephrase how I said that, because you believe that there's a lot more abuse there. We have a little bit of differing opinions on that, but
only the psychological, mental, emotional side of things, and the family ignoring things. To me, that's abusive. And it was deeper. Now, I did believe deeper until the last few weeks, and things were starting to come out. But I don't know, girl.
I do believe that there was some levels of abuse in there, just on different levels maybe than what you do. And you and I, we've never sat down one-on-one and talked about it. And when you're in a chat screen,
right, you can only see everything out there. I've heard
Right.
1980 talk about the con being a lot of the abuse. I think that's how she worded it. And Lord, girl, if I'm misspeaking, I'm sorry. It's kind of how my take on how 1980 says it. Let me put it that way. And because running the con that they did, raising a child in that kind of life is abusive, in my opinion. I don't think that made Dee Dee wasn't a horrible person. I'm not saying that. I think she loved her daughter deeply. She just wasn't healthy. She just was not healthy. She just wasn't.
Inside the purple purse. No, the man that molested me when I was a kid, after he had a heart attack, I took his heart pills, dumped out the medication inside, and filled them with salt.
Well, there you go. I mean, my ex, in an abusive moment, after tired of him hitting on me, and I was a kid, I was 16 years old. I put a knife in his stomach, and then asked him to keep coming so I could finish the job. Because he had a knife scar already from a fight down on the beach, and I asked him to please keep coming, and I'd finish the job they started. And that was the last time he hit me. Shocker.
We do what we have to do.
And I mean, it was what, a couple months later, I was gone. I left. But I mean, I was a kid. I was 16 years old.
Yeah, when I did that, I was
at that time, but
I think I was 15 when I did that. I was really 15, biologically 15, not faking my age.
Right. Yeah. It this doesn't bode well for her. This and the no accountability. I mean, my God. Vicky, if you're listening, speak to them. Vicky, you got to be a voice of reason here. I didn't even talk to Vicky yet. Be a voice of reason and some accountability. My God, this is bad. So bad. Birds must be an ornery. Oh, you're getting did you get a Santa hat? Let me see. See, there we go. There's a hat. Let's see. There was I wanted to share. I don't want that one. Um, I'll go to 1980s. 1980 has a good clip. Um, that one. I hate that it does that. And are you muted? 'Cause I don't hear you. There you go. Yeah, CTPEX is on the same boat as I am. It really was for me. It was very hard. Let's see. I wonder if this one is going to get me demonetized if I play it. Oh well, let's try it. If it does, it does. 1980 has this, and it is Dee Dee dancing 10 minutes with music, Gypsy Rose's mother before the murder. Let's play this because I think that oh, look at the kitty. We forget about Dee Dee a lot, and
Oh, that was a wonderful video.
it really was. It was a beautiful, beautiful video. So let's watch this.
That really put a face to Dee Dee.
Yes, it did because we tend to forget about her, and there's no face there, and we just see crime scene, and we forget that she was funny and she liked to dance, and there were things about her that were very charming. It seems like it just kind of keeps repeating that, but that was Dee Dee dancing. It does need Cajun music. I think Cajun music would have fit this a little bit better. I may have to take the video and add some Cajun music to it and put it up because for her Cajun roots, that would be cute. Thanks for that
How long
idea.
before the murder was that?
Oh, I know they
Sorry,
said
unaliving.
remember. Was this just a few months, I think. 1980.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does it say, are you in here? How far? What was the time frame on this one? Let's see if it says in the description.
That and when she was sitting out in the parade, right in the parade,
Yeah.
dancing and laughing out there, and Gyp sits out there laughing with her. You know, watching that, knowing what's going to happen just a short time later. I mean, that was heartbreaking,
the only
devastating.
video we've had was them in the hospital the night before the murder and getting her G-tube changed. That's the only thing we've ever really had of any video of them right before the murders. And so, or murder, there's just one. And so this one to me was fun because it was, and sad at the same time because she had no idea.
Yeah, that showed a loving mom. This shows a loving, fun-loving mom having a fun time with her daughter.
Right. that was plotting at that time to take her mom's life. Call Me Foot says, Bree says Gypsy actually requested that appointment to have her tube changed. I believe we've all thought that because I believe Gypsy said that even. So maybe. And so evidently, Becca and Perez Hilton will be live on TikTok at what time? 5 Mountain
No,
Standard Time.
not
So
Perez.
yeah. Yeah, he was live earlier. I tagged him in this one. That's why I thought it's funny Fancy came over here and leave her name out of it. I didn't even tag her in anything because she has nothing to do with my point of view.
I saw the tag for Perez. I'm like, well, that's an odd tag. And
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
when I saw
we
it was
haven't heard
Perez,
from Becca
no,
in a
I'm
while.
tagging.
Something's up.
Yep, I tagged him. As soon as I saw he was live talking about it, it's like, oh, here you go. I'm tagging you.
If only we can get Kim to say something.
Yeah.
That she was such a presence in the first, week or so after Gypsy Gypsy got
I'm
out.
seriously contemplating contacting TMZ myself.
Oh, like you haven't already done it? I mean, so many other people out there have tried to get a hold of TMZ.
Well, I have a number. I have a number. I have a cell phone.
Outstanding. But that's the Kardashian movie sign anyway. They should call themselves KMZ.
But yeah, this is gut wrenching, guys. It really is. Anybody else got questions for me? I know there were some in the comments over on hi bud. Hold on, guys.
Hi, honey.
Oh, you shortened them? Pretty. That might be a little short, but
8 inch or 8 inch.
Say hi. You gonna say hi?
we made cheese slicers. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Make a tortilla press and I'll buy one.
Well, this is something we've added in. I don't know if I make that out of wood that we've added into my vendor booth. There we go. Are they?
No, wooden tortilla presses are awesome.
Are they?
Make a nice good one.
I'll find me a pattern for one.
Yeah, make a nice big one. It's too cold. It's too cold for me to sit in my garage and do that in the winter time.
We're turning the old trailer into the shop, and so it's got heat in there and all the electric all done, and so we're going to turn that into the shop. We're going to sell it and then buy a smaller shed. We're like, no, let's just keep it. It's paid for. It's ours. Let's just utilize what we have. And
yeah, I get too much snow to go to the maker's mark shop.
Yeah, we don't. If we get snow, it lasts a day, if that, and we only get that every once in a while. I say that and won't just get a bunch this year. I mean, it's
Lucky
like
you.
it's 60 today, guys. 60. It was high of 32 Monday, and it's 60 today. This is Texas weather for you. But I mean, I was trying. Before I come in, there were some comments on Into the Weeds. Where does Brandy stand now? They weren't listening to what I said about the video and how I felt, because I said it last night. So hopefully this clarifies for people. I mean, I don't know. Not everybody's always going to be happy. Can't please everybody, but I mean, that's where I'm at. I guess, Gypsy, I officially flipped. Honey. I'm now part of the truth train.
Happy to have you here.
So,
Hey, I supported you even when you weren't on the truth train because I knew it was coming. It was just you needed that nudge.
None of my mods saw it the same way I did. None of them. And but I've always been one that kind of was able to have the conversations and listen to other people's side of it. I just wasn't changing my opinion. From evidence of what I'd seen, my opinion was what it was. And this stuff that we haven't had till now, I know somebody was giving me a hard time about it being out there. It technically hasn't till just recently. And this, I have not read any of the transcripts. I didn't listen to any of that. My brain does not a lot of times work listening to people read transcripts because my brain goes all over. Even listening to Nick's videos were very hard because he's so monotone and low. My ADD kicks in, and like, especially if I'm looking at chat, good God. And I have a hard time focusing. Like the first video they showed last night, I'm going to sit and listen to it when there's nothing else going on with just my headphones and just think. I'm probably going to try to put some closed captions up so I can hear it. Joyce says, I was skeptical of Brandy for a while. Well, I hope you're not skeptical anymore. I walk to the beat of my own drum. Always have, always will. And I'm not a follower at all. And if I'm going to speak on it, I'm going to own it. And that's why I felt like I needed to go live and give my side of it, which is why I find it funny that Fancy wants to tell me I'm not supposed to be speaking on things, because why not? I've been speaking all these years. And I owe that to my followers. I owe that to others out there that are maybe on the fence. And, if they're listening to both sides and they're still on the fence going, I don't know what to think. Well, guess what? Here's one of Gypsy's biggest supporters who has been labeled a Blanchard simp on the Blanchard payroll. I never got a fucking check. That would have been nice, but hey, hell, they didn't even put me in the show. I don't know what kind of payroll I was on, but I owed it to people to speak truth and show things for what they are. So here we go. Let's see what happens, what they show next. I'm kind of scared of what else could be in there. I am not going to lie. I'm scared of what else we're going to see in these FOIAs. Can it get worse?
That was the last question I was hoping you'd ask. Life has always taught me that when you ask if it can get worse, it always does.
Right. So I'm like, can it get any worse? Like, my God, we've got her talking about giving up her 13-year-old virginity. And then we've got her admitting that she lied to her mama about not being able to walk. And like, my God, what else? What else is in there? Like,
I think as the videos come out that are closer to the date, I'm hoping that we see what was the ultimate trigger.
right.
It sure as hell wasn't that mom's going to slit my throat.
Right. Yeah, that was weird when that came out.
I'm sitting up like, what?
I have my thinking about it last night, and this is, I'm just being snarky. I wonder if I should take my book that's autographed and auction it. Burn it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it for evidence because it's the first draft. We'll see what she puts in it when she redoes the edit on them.
Do you know when that's coming out? The edit?
No, I don't know that they've said. Amy says, Brenda, do you think Gypsy looked made to make the video where she offered I don't know, Amy. Because we know that they both would say there were questions that they had to answer. Like he would give her questions, she'd give him questions, and they had to answer those in the videos. Is it possible that he said it originally? Because that's what we were told originally, that he said he would have to take the third. Could she be going along with what he said? Maybe. But my God, who wants to say that? Like, I can't give her a pass on that. I just can't. And that was the trigger for me, y'all. That's what triggered this with me on joining the truth train. The nail in the coffin was last night, but it started with that video. So, but I mean, and how is he forcing her to do shit? He doesn't even live there. He was in Wisconsin. She was in Missouri. It was an 18-hour bus ride. Like, so how is somebody forced to say things like that? Well,
That was the other thing.
I didn't pay for mine, Steph. I didn't pay for mine. Mine was a gift.
Oh, I didn't pay for mine either. I rented it from the Libby app. free of charge. But that was the other thing that got me with all the videos we've watched so far. Nothing looks scripted from her. Absolutely nothing. There was no hesitation, nothing. You know, Gypsy's not dumb. I'm sorry, Gypshit is not dumb. You know, I'm not going to say that about her, but she's not such a good actress that she could memorize that well. There's no way that she could memorize that well on those length of videos that you don't see a ton of jump cuts or anything where she has to stop and I gotta get that little
the only one that you can tell she's reading is when she's picking up the laptop looking at the questions.
Yeah, that's not memorizing a script.
Right.
That's reading questions.
If she can memorize like that, then she's got a hellacious fucking memory. So,
and I don't think she does.
No, I don't think any of it was a script, to be honest. Watching all of that, and I used to think there was a script because that's what the story we were sold. But watching those videos in their entirety, not clips and pieces of what we had out forever, in their entirety, like the person said a while ago, when I'm into a case, I look at everything, not just news things. Well, we didn't have all this until recently. And I wasn't making my opinion on other people's opinions. So this stuff was big to me. But yeah, there was no script in any of that. The real Sally, she says, does anyone know how long after the video Gyp made about Dee Dee not helping them with money was she off? Did they say a date last night? Do you remember?
No, I was multitasking. So
Sally, I will ask. I will send that over to them and ask because I don't remember. I think I want to say we talked about that, but I don't know for sure. Amy says, my feelings are, why would you say that? It's predatory behavior on both parts. They both need to be kept away from society. I agree.
Which part is she saying, referring to the predatory behavior?
The offering up the 13-year-old.
I don't recall Nick saying that. I recall that being all Gypsy. And I'm not defending against that comment at all, but I don't recall Nick saying that.
Originally, we were told that's what he said, that he said it first, as I guess
right.
Victor said it or whatever. But I haven't seen the video. I mean, is it in the stuff? I don't know. I do hope that they showed the things that he says. I mean, they have shown things that aren't favorable for him too. So hopefully if they find that they showed that he said it too. I will tell you, Nick has very weird ideology, and Nick does not, he has a father that loves him dearly, but he thinks weird too. And so in my conversations with Nick and conversations others have had, not just from Don Bowker, but from people recently that are content creators, I will not mention their name because she asked me to keep her private because she's freaked out by the emails. He gets very, very strange and weird in the same manner. And it scared her. And she didn't want to come out because she's afraid of being attacked and she didn't know what to do with it. And now I will say in my communication with Nick, he did apologize to me last year. Or no, in 23. Sorry, he emailed me and apologized for his behavior. I accepted that, told him I wished him the best and hoped that he got a new trial.
Right. I remember all the Dawn stuff. And to clarify, Amy, I wasn't questioning that he can be. I was just questioning because I didn't recall him saying that, if that was what you were referring to about, the child, when they have a child. I just didn't recall any of that really coming out yet about Nick having said that. And just to be further clear, I do think Nick is where he belongs, but I don't think he had a fair trial based on everything that we know so far. But I do think that he does deserve to be in prison. But I think he needs to be where he can get some sort of, I hate when I do this with my hands, but I do think he deserves,
thing for me.
It's an Italian thing for me, but I do think that he needs to get some sort of a treatment, related to, the specter that he's on. Spectrum. Nick, Gypshit has the specter related to the spectrum that he's on. But yeah, I'm not advocating to get him out or anything like that. So don't
So
anybody come for me thinking that I'm, you know,
I'm hoping I'm saying this name right. Michelle Bolden. I hope I'm saying that name right. She says, Brandy, you can't say Dee Dee taught Gypsy to steal. I believe Gypsy picked that up on her own. Gypsy is smart and Chrissy said it. So you can't blame Gypsy stealing on Dee Dee. I can. And the fact that Dee Dee stole when she was younger. And I mean, why can't we say that? I mean, there's evidence that it was going on. I mean, there was a con happening, there was theft happening, and Dee Dee was a part of that. Kids learn behavior from the people around them. That's scientific proof. I'm sorry, but I can.
Amy says that Nick stayed with Gypsy after she said it, so he condoned it at the very least.
That's true. That is true.
He did, but have you ever heard somebody say something and you know you're just so engrossed in everything and so immersed in everything that's going on that you either miss something or you're like, nah, and you don't go back and listen to something that's in a video or in a movie until you've rewatched it to the 50 millionth time, and then you're like, oh shit, how did I miss that? I mean, and again, I am not defending Nick because look at how much stuff we're still catching it, you know, all this time later.
Let's look at it. Let's be objective for a second on this. So let's say she does the video, he's watching it, and in his mind, and look, maybe even in hers, let's just hypothetical, it was all role playing and not meant, right? And so he's like, oh, we're just role playing, it's not serious. So she didn't mean it. That's highly possible. It's still gross. Like us as mature adults with normal thinking brains are going, you're an idiot. That's gross. No, nobody should ever say that. Role play or not. You know what I mean? That could be a scenario. Could be.
Gross.
Okay,
gross.
It's absolutely gross. Disgusting, horrible behavior that requires therapy. In my opinion, just saying. Michelle says, right, Gypsy and Bree lied, saying Nick said it was Gypsy's video, showed Gypsy was the one offering the child to Nick. And that was my turning point the other day because I had always been told it was all Nick, that she never said it. Hi, Gemini. How are you? I'm trying to catch up on comments, guys. Yeah,
I'm not helping.
I do feel that it was a learned behavior. I just do. Kids don't do things automatic. Like it's not in a child's brain that hold on. Kids will take candy off the shelf and put it in their pocket. You know, kids will, they want it. They don't think they got to pay for it. They just put it in their pocket. All kids are known to do that when they're little. They have to be taught not to do things. So you teach them, you don't do that. That's bad. The con behavior and the lying behavior, I think, was manifested by her mother. I just do. No fault. I'm not victim blaming her because she didn't deserve to die for it, period. She didn't. And I hope that people understand that. It's so neat to see Gemini Rose here because we go way back to Chroma. I adore you, girl. Thank you, Gemini. Thank you. Yeah, I was taking some heat, but it's okay. I actually apologize to the ladies. I'm sorry they're coming at you because I'm up here. It is what it is.
They knew that coming in that there would be some heat there, and y'all did fantastic. You handled it like adults, like you're supposed to. God forbid, could you have imagined it being handled so well and so much adulting if you were people. That level of adult. Can you imagine that level of adulting over on the Whack Jaws channel?
None of them. Bree can't do it. Fancy can't do it. They can't have a normal conversation and disagree without being condescending and loud.
No, and even though there was some negativity in the chat, the chat handled it well. The moderators handled it well in chat. The chat handled it well. Some of it was addressed on the panel, and y'all handled it well and addressed it. That's how adult women handle things.
Mm-hmm.
you take care of business, you handle it, you address it, you talk about different opinions. That's how adults handle things.
Right. And the last time I was up there and Audacious asked me, she asked me, she's like, can I ask you a question? I'm like, absolutely. And so she didn't agree with me, but we didn't sit there and like talk down to each other and make the other feel like we were idiots for it. We just had the conversation. And
we came out of different vaginas and we have different daddies, but yes, right. Sisters.
Right. So, but here's the thing. And this is what, sadly, both sides are guilty of this. We want to scream at the other side because they're not seeing our point of view. But when you do that, people go, they ain't listening. They're not listening because you're arguing. Nobody wants to listen. And then look, most people, I'm not going to fancy and saying, you're right, I'm sorry, can we be friends? Right. When you're ugly to somebody, they're not going to come back and want to sit there and say, oh my God, I see it now, and have a conversation. And it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help the cause. It doesn't get the truth out there when you do that. You can't close the conversation off. I just scratched my leg.
Oh, I felt it.
It's
a sister thing.
But I hope that. I hope. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I'm hoping that everything else we hear in these videos isn't any worse. I'm not gonna lie. Michelle wants to know if that's all your natural hair on there, Rebrand.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's all mine.
But I don't know that my heart can handle anymore. If I'm being honest. Like, this has been rough. I'm glad they're taking a few days before we do any more, because Lord, whoo.
Thank you, by the way. I was getting a little bit of a cramp up here from being in a bun.
I've gotten to where I have a hard time having mine down because it's so hot all the time that I keep it up. So now I'm so used to it keeping up or being kept up that it drives me crazy. Gemini says she was crying last night. I got off and cried. I was sitting here in my German Shepherd. Gemini, you should remember Raina. She's a service dog. And so she reacts to my anxiety and depression. And she will alert to people with high blood pressure and different anxiety issues. And I'm sitting here last night and we're watching and she's bumping my hand. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's pushing her way and she gets underneath my desk and I had to move a little tote I have down here and she's got her head in my lap and she's steadily just doing this number, rubbing her head on me, giving me kisses. And it dawned on me, I was like, oh, she knows I'm reacting right now because I'm trying to stay calm and just process and listen and make sure that my reaction is not out of place and be respectful. And, and so it was a lot. It was just a lot. And so I had to go back and and Bubbles was like, Brandy, you don't have to go live tomorrow if you need to take a few more days. Cause I've already taken a few days from the first one to process. And I'm like, guys, I don't know how to handle this. I'm struggling. And it was just a rough time trying to process and catalog all of it. And retraining your way of thinking of how you're looking at something and how you have totally felt. I mean, y'all, I have felt my beliefs on this to my soul. So this was rough. This has been hard.
I have one cat that's she's known in all my PTSD groups. She's known as my therapy cat. And every therapy session, every PTSD group through the VA, mm-hmm. She's right there. Last night, during that live, she crawled up on my chest. She loves the boob perch, and she would not leave. Yeah, she would not leave. It's like, oh, come on, you're getting on my nerves. I put her down within seconds. She's creeping back up there, and she just puts the perk factory on. And she's not in here right now because she knows that I'm okay today, but I'm okay this afternoon. Well, almost evening, but late afternoon anyway. But she was up there and she comes up. So yeah, we all have our way of coping while we're dealing with these new exposés that are coming out, new bombshells, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, and animals are a big part of it, except to people like Gypsy,
Yeah. So
who's
Michelle,
using a baby as her shield,
she
as
says,
her beard, I should say.
Michelle says, would you try to get the attention of a producer or journalist to try to get the truth out on mainstream media? Because Gypsy said mainstream media will not turn on her.
They're going to.
I mean, Perez Hilton's on it. I have a few contacts that I'm going to reach out to and send them the links. I don't know. The drama sells. And so I don't know if they're going to ever come out and say anything. You know, it'd be kind of cool to see those that did the original interviews, like Dr. Phil, to come out and say, huh, she's crazy, had it wrong.
I don't think he'll ever admit he made a mistake.
Right.
He never
I mean,
has.
what he's going to say is, I mean, in the end, they were going off the information they had. They weren't given all of it. And they, you know, we had the files that we just, the FOIAs that just come out. And that's what's helping get this truth out there. You know, the thing is, you know, it's hard when you have people in a chat that viably hate someone. Because I don't understand that. I don't understand, because I don't hate Gypsy. I don't understand the horrible, horrible hate people have towards her. I find it odd. It just is. You don't know her. You can hate the story and you can hate what she did, but the weird hate that people have, I don't understand that. I don't operate that way, I guess. And it's just how my brain doesn't function that way. The people I hate are for real reasons because it affected me. I can't even say I hate Fancy, to be honest. And there's some damage there, you know. Just like she popped in here a while ago. You know, she has me blocked where I can't comment on her stuff, but she comes in here and comments, starting trouble, and instead of just trying to have a conversation. And that makes me, but I don't understand the people that thoroughly hate Gypsy the way they do. So I struggle there with people. And I don't know that mainstream media will touch it, to be honest. I think that as long as we can get it out there and hope for the best, Jim and I know, and those in Missouri, I think, need to really petition their courts, the Congress, the Senate, anything that you can. I think there needs to be some things looked at why Patterson did what he did.
Politics.
Mm-hmm.
It's the swamp. It's all about the swamp.
I had people close to me angry that I spoke out about the fact that Mike Stanfield was making so much money and forcing Gypsy to do the things that she was doing. And, you know, to me, you know, when you look back and you look at it as the con and Dee Dee forced Gypsy to do all those things, when you look at it from that side of it, Mike wasn't any different. Mike developed the story. Mike put it out there. Mike talked Patterson into the deal. Mike did all of these things for a paycheck to line his pockets.
You're talking about while she was on probation?
Before and now. Yeah. I mean, it's odd. Why would an attorney become your manager?
He gave up his law practice to be her manager pretty much, right?
Pretty much. I mean, he still got a law practice from what I understand, but how good did he do with that? He filed a lawsuit on Fancy out of California, out of Missouri, instead of none of it made sense. None of that. When I was told they were filing, I was all for it. I mean, hell, I gave them the address. I mean, you know, and so they could send her the paperwork, but it was nothing that they were supposed to. It made no sense. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Is he an attorney? Like, come on. He should have known this. It was ridiculous.
Plot twist. It was just to make her look like an asshole.
Right. And in
that case, that was a great success because she got charges on her.
I mean, hey, she's got warrants in Missouri. Go figure.
I I say we crowdfund and buy her a bus ticket to Missouri for some
I
of
mean,
those
hey,
great
other
Missouri gummies.
somebody had said,
Edibles.
Randy, we should crowdfund to pay her warrant, and that way they'll actually go arrest her.
Oh, I like that idea.
I was like, oh, that is a good idea.
You know, I'll arrange for her to have a ride back to Missouri to get some of those wonderful edibles that she likes.
Right? There you
Oh,
go.
wait a minute. No, I wouldn't want to be liable if her grandson ate them again.
Right. Yes, Gemini. She when they were in Missouri for the first court case that was filed against them, and they spent right at a week there for a 1-day case because they were having the time of their life and filming. They filed a false police report, and so they were charged with filing a false police report, her and Sarah. So Michelle says, I agree with you about Mike Stanfield, and I believe they wouldn't give Nick Godejohn another trial because all the evidence we are seeing now would be presented and show the corruption of the case. That's highly possible. Highly possible. Jenna says, I never watched it because I remember what you said. Oh, girl, when she came back on the scene, it was all in. It was comical. It's still comical, let's face it.
I remember when I watched her first video, and I was in the middle of a PTSD break, and I still thought, I'm like, I should be recording this because this something's going to happen, and I didn't record it, and then all of a sudden, do your homework, and I'm like, oh shit, boy, did I miss the bus on this recording. And then it just exploded because of the do your homework, and then give me a bottle there. I'm like, I'm just waiting to see the alcohol bottle fly, and it was like, oh my god, I should have gotten the
Remember when she would be on the couch and be like upside down or her legs in the air? And
yeah, I would have 500,000 subscribers alone if I would have started recording from day one. But it's that bus has provided endless entertainment. I can go back and look at all the other subscribers that had so much fun with it, and I never would have been able to keep up with it anyway, because it would have set my PTSD through the roof if I would have tried to keep up with her endless shenanigans. But it sure was fun watching it unfold. Wow. But yeah, it was obvious where she was going from the first video. You saw it coming.
mm-hmm. Yep. Ellen Dragon, be safe on your way home, hon. Thanks for being here while you could. And I am not a complete death penalty person. Like I think it's justified in some cases, certain criteria. I don't think this case should have been considered as a death penalty case, even though it would have in Missouri. And that comes from researching a few cases that were wrongful convictions. And I think that one person on death row that's innocent is one too many. So to me, death penalty should be kept for child killers and mass shooters. I think those are the ones that should be death penalty cases.
So you're not anti-death penalty, though?
I'm not anti-death penalty, just it needs a reform. It needs a reform.
I was going to say, Texas is going to kick you out if you said you
yes, because we are like, we got the fast track. Like we it's serious here. And there's a few in Texas on death row I don't agree with. And there was one that was put to death last year that I don't think should have been put to death.
Oh, let's hope she does something when she visits Kenny Boy's family. I didn't say that out loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But
I'm sorry.
Shame. I don't know. Yes, eye for eye and tooth for, and I get it, and like I get it, guys. I because I've believed that way for the longest time. for the longest time. Like, line them up, let's go. You know, I think the Idaho 4, I think Brian Koberger should have got the death penalty. I don't think they should have given him a deal. That was a horrible crime with lots of lives lost. I don't think that, and I don't think that this case would have classified as a death penalty case because of Nick's autism and what they would have used as her disability. I think so. I think that it would have. I don't know that it would have classified. I don't believe it should have classified. Let me put it that way.
I think it would have been pled down to a lesser charge because of their intellectual disability. So it's neither here nor there at this point anyway. So.
And Gemini says, when Gypsy was making these long ass videos for Nick, Dee Dee was nowhere around. She so could have ran away, but I feel she felt the fraud would catch up with her, my opinion. And I can agree with that. Knowing that she knew she could walk and she was lying to her mom, according to her video, a lot could have happened. A lot. I just, Michelle says, I live in Texas and our prison system is tough and you can't write or receive phone calls unless you were on the inmates visitation list. I can't understand why so many people were able to email Nick. Well, I mean, you can email anybody that's got a JPay. I email several in the prison system that are cases that I'm interested in. So, and in Texas. So, and I've never had any issues with being on the list. Now, you can't visit. You have to be on the list to visit and call. But I mean, getting on the list to call is pretty easy. However, emailing is easy. If you have their email, their inmate number, you can get into JPay and have you a JPay account and put it in their thing, and you can email easy. That's super easy now.
How about all the pay pigs that Chip had? My God.
That is insane to me. Insane.
Wow.
Yeah, Gemini, I don't think that they really thought much past anything. I think their fantasy world had them being able to get away with this because of their issues, and nobody would bat an eye. It's weird. It's always been weird. It's always just been weird. So weird. But alrighty, guys, I am going to hop off. Oh wait, Brandy, I'm new to your channel. I seen you on Into the Weeds podcast the other night. Did you know KB personally? Personally is in her and I've had lots of phone conversations and things like that. We've never met personally. We've planned to. It just hasn't happened. But yes, in that manner, absolutely. Michelle says people look nervous for some reason. They write to them. I do just because I'm nosy and I want to hear from them so that I can have a perspective of what I'm going to talk about.
But you do podcasts about them. You're not trying to marry them.
Right. I'm not falling in love with them and I'm not sending them money. And, I mean, I had one that I was looking at on a case that I did a while back. I think I did it last year. And I emailed the guy because I wanted to get his opinion of the ex who had murdered the stepdaughter. And he was like, yeah, I'll talk, but it's going to cost you. Like I'm like, oh, well, I ain't messing with you. He absolutely wanted money. Thank you.
That's a difference. Yeah, you're not trying to. Oh, just felt so bad for you, and I love you, and oh my God, I love that little mark on your cheek and that mole. You're not doing that kind of shit. You run a podcast. You're into true crime. That kind of communication and correspondence makes sense.
I don't understand the whole wanting to start a relationship with somebody in prison. That to me is weird. Whether they're ever going to get out or not, it's weird. It's just seriously
crazy.
Weird. Seriously weird.
Yeah. It's like, what Ryan and Ken did and, the pay pigs. You know,
Right.
if they need
Gemini,
something
it's
to send
crazy.
money to, you know, I need new siding. You know, yeah, my email's in my you know, my bio here. I need
Gemini
new
says
siding.
it's crazy to me that Chris Watts has female fans who write to him. Exactly. He admittedly killed his wife and children, and we're going to write to him and be in love with him. Okay, because you're safe. Yeah, the
Crazy
Brian
people
guy
that are out there, and they have
and
driver's license.
and Joe Vasquez. Sadly, she is still manipulating Joe, and that breaks my heart. After they called the law on him when she got out of prison, whoo, crazy, absolutely crazy. So, alrighty, guys, I am going to call it a day. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys being here.
Thank
And
you for allowing me up on panel. It was a
come up and
pleasure.
chat with me.
Chad, thank you for being kind to me.
And I will, I'm sure there's going to be more videos I want to talk about. So if I do not get back on before Christmas, I need to, because I need to get regular on here. You guys all have a Merry Christmas and be safe and enjoy your holiday, enjoy your family, and watch for the crazies. Love you guys. Y'all have a good one.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what